Hello. We're gonna do our iconic Twitch ad roll moment. And while that's running, we're gonna play the Spellify. One blue. MEGA. No, it's not Megamorph. CHANNEL. No, not channel. XHAUST. Not exhaust. Wow. Hmm. I'm wondering what this ability word is. It's a fish. FISH. That fits. It must be a fish. Oh, it's landfall. It's a crab. This is ruin crab. That's landfall. That's crab. There we go. Let's try hard mode. It's another one drop. ENCHAME. ARTIFACT. Artifact. I mean, if you think about it, crabs are fish. If you... Nope. If one, not or more. Yeah, it could be a 0 or 1 drop. Beginning of your upkeep. It could just be a 2, actually. At the beginning of each upkeep. Hmm. I don't think it's Howling Mine. That wouldn't fit. Plus, the text just isn't working. And I think Howling Mine's an additional draw on draw step. It's not on upkeep. At the beginning of your upkeep, you draw a card. It wouldn't say that. It would say draw a card. It wouldn't say you draw a card. This is weird. What number would be at the end here? All right, we'll come back around to this. The ad break is over, so let's go ahead and get into deck reviewing. If you know it, don't put it in chat. No spoilers, but we'll come back around to this. We have Reversed, who says, and I quote, "I will be at the stream." So do we have Reversed here with us? It's a fucking evil Wrinkle deck. Holy shit. What a vile amalgamation of cards. After receiving the Abyss as a Christmas gift last year, I wanted to build a deck that utilizes it. With this deck, I'm usually seeking to play an early stacks piece or my commander alongside a recursive creature or a token that I can break parity with. I've been playing commander since 2011, but this is my first time building a non-blue deck. No preferences in terms of budget or anything. Sometimes the deck feels a little inconsistent. The gap between a strong opening hand and a weak opening hand is larger than what I'm used to. So I'm interested in any ways to maybe improve that. So I think when we're talking about bracket 4 gaming and we have contamination and a bunch of game changers and stuff, or duplicate. There we go. A little bit too much card, a little bit too much text. Okay. So sorting my mana value. Chrome Mox I love. So, Painful Quandary. I do not think is bracket 4 material. Call me crazy. Five mana, this is not a 5 mana effect. You should not give your opponents the choice of their misery. We have Jadar. We have Lord Skitter. Ophiomancer. Dreadhorde Invasion is unabashedly the weakest one of these. And I would much prefer to see instead of that the card we got in oh, you already have it. You have the Stinkhole Surveyor. So I think we might just have enough token objects that we don't need to be running Shitter Blossom. Like, we can run actual good Bitter Blossom and all these other effects that do it. I know, but here's the thing, Monty. If they have no cards, you're just kind of there already. I would really like to see... We already have a Malakir Rebirth. Okay. There's a lot going on here. I like it. I think Liliana might be a bit too much mana. And therefore Professor Onyx and Chain of Smog might be too much. I would like those cards a lot more if we were running more rituals. Truth Nuke from Teeth Meat, but also Engagement Bait. Ratio. Someone in chat said I used the wrong 2 in the title of my YouTube stream for Twitch viewers. I'm like, okay, this is actually good for me. Once again, winning with stupidity. Keurig is definitely good. I think Keurig is a little bit live fast, die young. Like, you need to win the game very quickly with Keurig for Keurig to be good. This deck is not in the position to win clearly. This deck wants to get the hooks in and attrition everyone out until they die forever. Right? So we're just trying to get the hooks in. That's the extent here. I think a smallpox would be pretty fun. Eumidian Hatchery. right? So here's the thinking. You have Eumidian Hatchery, and it's just a worse swamp. That's okay. You're allowed to do that. It's not bad to be doing that. However, it works really nicely with Smallpox, which is actually, I think, just good in this deck. Because you break parity on Smallpox so hard, right? You have cards you want to discard. You have creatures you want to sacrifice. And then sacking a land is good for you because you're blowing up 3 opposing lands when you do that. And of course, you have the now you have the Eumidian Hatchery. This is kind of like a Staxy strategy. Ooh, is Siphon Mine good? Unsure. We'll come back around to that one. Like, this is actual Staxy. Like emphasis on actual stacks. Like the original meaning of the word. It's a real boomer deck we have today, which I kind of like. No Turgid's right here. There's no extra steps here. Instead of having the payoff in the command zone here, we have the enabler. That's the difference going on here. Looks of love was staged and it's a lie you've been given. So Pestilence has me very curious. I'm thinking about smokestacks. I don't think we need actual smokestacks. So we have Pestilence. And Pestilence is great. What I would like maybe is a card that like really works well with the Pestilence angle of this deck. So I'm talking like an indestructible creature, right? Because with an indestructible creature, suddenly Pestilence never goes away. It's always Pestilence all the time. I'm thinking maybe like an Erebos God of the Dead. Right? You do need a certain amount of black devotion here, but with Pestilence in this, you're already 3 of the way there. I think this deck would actually benefit heavily if we have Bolas' Citadel and Viscerus here. So thinking is, we could also probably add a Woe Strider. We make so many tokens. We make a ton of tokens. And with that ton of tokens, we can sack them for scries. When we sack tokens for scries, we can clear the top of Bolas' Citadel and then just like storm off and just win. Which is definitely an angle of play I would like to have available in a bracket 4 environment. This Gix is cute. It might be too cute. I don't know if you want to refill your opponent's hands. Woe Strider comes with a friend, though, which I'm a little bit more interested in. No Phyrexian Reclamation. That is an interesting inclusion. If we included a Phyrexian Reclamation, I would want to add a Accursed Marauder. And maybe that is better than just a Persistent Specimen. So Accursed Marauder. Like more of these effects that are on creatures. For the Phyrex Arena. Not Arena. Phyrexian Reclamation. Sorry, my brain's rotted. My hatred for Arena. Ever strong. I can't hear the word Phyrexian without immediately, in a rage, typing Arena afterward. I think we get rid of Greaves. I think Greaves is really an outlier here. Your commander already has haste, and if he gets blown up, who cares? Like, you can just replay him with your infinite Cabal Coffers mana. All right, I want to playtest this. Why is it vertical, though? Timpani, welcome to the vertical stream. Fun fact, it's vertical because you wouldn't have seen it otherwise. Come to the horizontal stream if you're watching the vertical run. Greaves was for Turgid. Yeah, I don't like the idea of Greaves as protection engine. I would much prefer if we looked at Greaves as like, I want the haste of Greaves. The protection's a nice bonus, right? So that's what I kind of want to be looking at. Okay. So here's a bit of a conundrum where Sedgemoor Witch exists and is in play. I mean, maybe you just Buster Sword this broad, you know what I mean? Go gadget, big blade, attack you. Attack the player with the least likely to block. Ding, you deal 6 points of damage. Draw a card. You can cast a spell with less than or equal to that damage without paying its mana cost. That's 6 mana. And we've played our land for turn. Fuck yeah. So anyway, Shieldred. Dink, 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 dink. Dink, dink. Because I have to count for the ring. Life loss as well. Okay, Swamp is land for turn. Tap the 1 ring. And draw 3 cards. And gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 life. There's another land on top. We do have a way of drawing a card with Wrinkle and with Buster Sword. Let's equip Buster Sword over to Wrinkle. We could actually have tapped 1 less mana here. Attack with Wrinkle. And then we have 2 combat damage triggers. Deals combat damage to a player, deals combat damage to a player. So we're going to draw a card off Buster Sword. No, let's draw a card off Wrinkle first. Discard a card off Wrinkle first. Sack a creature off Wrinkle. Okay, top card of library is Pestilence. Buster Sword now triggers. Draw a card, and then we can cast a 6-drop or less from our hand. Get Dictate of Erebos out here. There's a Swamp. And we're bricked again. So what did Black Market Connections do for us in this situation? Probably not a lot, but I like that it synergizes a lot with the rest of the plan. We could Contamination instead of... I do exclamation coffee. Hey, Claren. And for YouTube, it's in the description if you wanted to submit a deck. So, I think Liliana's Caress is where we're going a little wrong. Lily's Caress. The reason why I'm not really high on that, I suppose, is because if your opponent's hands are completely empty, what happens is they lose forever. So, like, we don't need to win more once our opponent's hands are empty. Because once we have them there, they stay there forever. I think a Chains of Mephistopheles is in order. So this card is well designed. You know it because there's a flow chart. So, every time a player draws a card, that player must discard a card from his or her hand. It doesn't work on non-binary players. If there are no cards in that player's hand, they mill a card instead. So, Chains just prevents extra draws. Hear me out, Reversed. You can also buy a Chains of Mephistopheles for like 30 cents. You don't have to pay the full dollar amount for these cards unless you're really that much avid of a collector. I think instead of a Siphon Mine, I'm just going to give you a Sign in Blood. And the reason is, if we've succeeded with this deck, our opponent's hands are empty. They're not going to be discarding any cards to Siphon Mine. And Sign in Blood here lets you refill your hand when you have your discard engines online. Some of them are symmetrical, by the way. And Sign in Blood also lets you Sign in Blood your opponent with Shieldred in play. Just go ding! And just explode someone. Right, so you can just... This is 6 damage with Shieldred in play, which is funny. To just randomly hit someone with that. Okay, this hand is stupid. Dink, dink, dink. Yeah, welcome to Mega Hell, pal. So we can already beseech the mirror here. And I think that is what we'll be doing. Necropotence. How many cards, chat? I think 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I don't think I like that dragon so much. Stay on top of my library, Demonic Tutor. You're not my hand. Okay, here we go. So, in this situation, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. We could just drop Grey Merchant. It is a lot of life gain. Okay, and then we gain, it'd be 15 life here. Okay, and then we'll pay into Necropotence another 10. Okay. Well, these don't go into the graveyard, but... I mean, we're churning through a lot of cardboard here. One, two, three, four. Okay, so we're 1 mana off of a Bolas's Citadel here. I think what you do is Demonic Tutor. We don't have this in our hand. Bolas's Citadel. 1 ring for the Fog. And then pay just 2 life into Necropotence, try to find our next land. And we whiffed, which is pretty bad. But that's fine, because we can draw 2 off the 1 ring here. And we still whiffed. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, great. We didn't even need the land. It's fine. So we should have held the 1 ring for clearing the top. But anyway. Nykthos trying to Nyx. Okay, there's a swamp that we could have cleared the top with right now. Oh, we have Necropotence. This is just a combo. Okay, another life. Exile the top card of our library. Okay, another life. Exile the top card of our library. Turgid. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, a life. Exile the top card of our library. Dink. 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 How many lands in a row are we going to hit? Any second now, we'll find a good card. I promise, chat. Vampiric Tutor. Thank God. Sangromancer. Do we have a way to kill creatures? I don't think so. If we had one way to make an opponent discard and play already, we'd be to the races here. Yeah, life gain's tough. I don't know if Liliana would have won the game here necessarily. By the way, Guppy, thank you. Hello, Oko, Thief of Grounds. Yeah, like Liliana there maybe is actually okay. It's just in this situation, maybe you're just going down Bloodsoaked Champion, like one of the worst sack fodders you have. I mean, Torment makes sense. It's kind of a nice buyout. For me, I think what the main issue is, in that position where we had Sangermancer, we don't need Liliana to go infinite and win. Is my thinking. Just because, like, we already had so little life. And I think a lot more compact a package might be Sensei's top. And Aetherflux. Well, wait, you don't have to do Aetherflux, right? Because he has Shieldred. So it's 1 life per Sensei's. Right? This actually works, because you go Sensei's top for 1 life, tap it, draw a card, you gain 2 life with Shieldred, put Sensei's on top. So you can draw your whole deck with Shieldred. Once you've drawn your whole deck, that's the question of what we're doing there. Because I don't like... Yeah, Aetherflux is nice, but it makes that combo a lot more compact. But when you draw Aetherflux and nothing, not any other piece of it, it becomes a fucking headache. Right? Also, random Scryfall card. I just don't like running dead cards that much. Dude, Basic Swamp. I didn't even know you could get these on randoms. Here, we'll reroll. Altar of Dementia, broken. Gear, thanks for the support on Coffee for getting a deck review next week. Right, I think Aetherflux is definitely a card to consider. But it's not a card I think is required. And I think that combo is a lot better than... if like the Aetherflux one is better than the Chain of Smog one. By a long shot. It's better. Because you're not running 6 mana clunky Planeswalker and you're not running 2 mana, like, slightly hard to deploy, at least kind of on theme card. Whereas, like, the rest of these are just kind of good. Thank you, Corbin, for getting a deck review for next week. So maybe we just go down like a Night's Whisper. Although that's kind of tough to cut. I think we have enough advantage everywhere else that it's probably correct to do that swap for Sensei's. I think this is good to go. Thank you for getting a deck review. I always like looking at like degenerate black decks. They're my favorite. I'm a big mono black enjoyer. All right, next up is Zariel, who says we can do it without them. So we're just going to charge straight ahead into this one. All right. Can't promise I'll be present, but it's fine to just do it anyways. I'll watch the VOD after. Zariel, he, him. Welcome. In essence, It's a vehicle deck with a hit of Reanimator, though I have not yet found enough good pieces for repeatable artifact reanimation. I tried to fill out the board with vehicles and artifact support cards to hopefully overrun the opponents with constructs, vehicles, and friends while outvaluing them through multiple good things that draw engines that artifacts get. Firstly, I don't really want to see a vehicle count reduced. Other than that, I would restrict the budget to about 50, 70 bucks max, and if possible, no cards that only have old borders. Sure, fine. I've been having a lot of trouble actually closing out games and sometimes surviving the early game. And to be honest, I feel like there's not necessarily a build or error, but maybe there's still some parts I can make more efficient while not giving up on a vehicle theme. Okay. Let's put... One, I hate Alacrine Armory. I think this card sucks beyond belief. It is 4 mana and you get to permacrew one thing. Stankus in YouTube chat asking, how do you submit decks? Ignoring the read description in the title of the stream. It's still there. Yes, read description. Read description. Do what the title of the stream told you to. Hands and knees beg. Alright, Alacrine Armory out of here. Listen, I might make a couple vehicle swaps for you, but I vow, right hand to God, I will not reduce your vehicle count. I like Brotherhood Vertibird. This card actually kills people. It's okay, Stankus. I'm just giving you shit. No reason to be sorry, for real. Cultivator's Caravan. Okay, listen, Mana Rock is kind of cool. I think I would prefer this to be a Reckoner Bankbuster. Right? It ramps in a way. It still ramps on turn 3 too, but it also does card draw during that time. Oh no, it just draws a card. You only get the treasure at the end. I see. My fault. But still, it's pretty good, and I like it better than the 3-drop any day. Unlicensed Hearse slot, really cool. Let's get this ugly border out of here. It's cheap enough to buy this one. See, I like Peace Walker Colossus a bit. It's just the other one I'm really not into. Sonic Screwdriver. I don't like all these 3 rocks that you're running. I like the Sarima. Have all artifacts you can. There's on. So I'm failing to understand here. Like, we're just attacking, giving all of our vehicles vigilance. I don't think that's the method. Maybe I'm missing something, but I haven't noticed an artifact here where I'm like, ooh, I get to untap this? Besides our mana rocks. Am I just missing something? Like, it's for repurposing, but then you activate only as a sorcery. Very down on Alhemrit's Archive, although it does go funny with Shorikai. I think it's just like too much mana for that. I want to move this more into vehicles. I think that's why I'm cutting all this stuff. Is like, I believe in this deck as a vehicles deck. So I like all the artifact creatures. Whenever this creature becomes tap, surveil 1. No, we have, like, look at Sandwell, man. We get to draw. We get to draw up the ass. It's great. We don't need the pity value. We need good value from tapping our creatures. Wonder's actually kind of decent. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Let's Mech Titan Core. Exile 4 other artifact creatures and or vehicles you control to create Mech Titan. Yeah, Cosima exists. I don't know. I don't really like Cosima that much. I forget what the vehicle in the back does, but I remember it being pretty lackluster. Yeah, you just get lands from your opponents. Not interested. So, Sarima in. Great. Mech Titan Core, hilarious, in. I think instead of going for Brilliant Restoration, we can go for smaller term value. And the way that we're gonna do this, vehicles you control flying whenever one combat damage. Okay. Okay, so here's my proposition. You run the return a vehicle, tune up, return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. If it's a vehicle card, it becomes an artifact creature. Huge importance. Portal to Phyrexia. This is the most budget card. This is the most expensive card I'm going to ask you to add. It's just cool with Shorikai, where you can go like discard this to Shorikai, tune up, pick up the Portal to Phyrexia. I don't like desync, by the way. This card sucks. Artifact. Graveyard. Battlefield. Abuelo's Awakening. Oh, it's a 1/1 spirit. Is that good enough? I mean, it's not bad. I need to cheat. Where's all the cheating? I mean, that's pretty funny. Cyberdrive Awakener's kind of middling for a vehicles deck, I feel. There's a lot better ways to cheat your vehicles. Just return target artifact card from your graveyard to the battlefield. I guess we can just do refurbish. Ooh. What must be done over farewell? Destroy all artifacts or creatures, or you can bring back an artifact, so you get 3. Rise and Shine 2. Listen, these are okay. For me, mostly what I want to be doing is mana value 6, that big. Nexus of Becoming. Right, you draw a card, then you exile an artifact or creature card from your hand, and then you make a 3/3 copy of it. And that works with, like, Parhelion. I kind of want to look at the Caradora list I was building. One last job, but it's not any artifact, so that's a little bit more iffy. Cataclysmic Gearhulk, Steel Seraph. Steel Seraph is very good for this deck, actually. We're still not addressing the thing of early game. What about early game? We ramp. Like, why do we care about early game? It's Commander. Is it CEDH? Like, I don't know. It's fine. Here's our early game answer. What must be done? Drop a wrench on everything they were doing. Like, I don't know. It's like, you don't have to think about early game as much as you are thinking, because we're ramping. This is a ramp deck. Look at our curve. I mean, the person asked. It's Reanimator. What do you mean early game? What? It's Reanimator. It's not a Kappa Cannon here, I feel. I have a lot of trouble closing out games and surviving the early game. Okay, so surviving the early game, surviving it is the issue. But closing out games is, like, the main issue, I feel. Like, it's okay if you get a little attacked if your late game's good. Ooh, Aethersworn. Oh. Love an Ether. And it's, like, actively good here where your deck is mostly artifacts. Lion Sash. And the reason why I'm picking up so many different of these artifact creatures out of this deck is just for consistency. Also, Steel Seraph gives lifelink, so that's a good way to bounce back in the late game. Lion Sash. They're just upping this artifact count by a lot. Yeah, if your deck can stabilize well, you're allowed to be bullied in the early game. Also, this land count's like way too low, I feel. I don't know if I really like Cyber Drive. Bad. Like, it's definitely fine. And what's Tezzeret doing here? You get Esper Sentinel? I mean, I guess it animates your vehicles, but that's only if you have like a huge, like, reanimate a ton of artifacts turn. Here, I'm going to cut it for now. We'll see how we feel. If we ever come to a situation where like Tezzeret would be pretty cool on this board, then I'll put it back in. Teshar, we have a discard outlet in the command zone, and then we have a bunch of... actually, Teshar's like a little bit more questionable. Okay, let's get Cyber Drive back in. Adjust. Ridiculous Archive, Surveil 1. Graveyard. Here, how's this for early game survival? No development for my opponents. Ramping. Shorikai, pass. Make a pilot. That is a chump blocker. And then we draw 2 cards and discard. One, blue, repurposing bay. 1, 2, 3, solemn simulacrum. Wow, we have options. Removal. Draw 2 cards, then discard a card. Make a pilot. It's turn 6, by the way. Like, this is doing very well. Arhelion. Okay, this is where we go 1, 2, dink, crack, Riptide Gearhulk. Whoops, not this. Riptide Gearhulk. Get Nexus of Becoming. All right. Beginning of combat on our turn. Draw a card. Exile this card from our hand. It's a permanent 3/3 golem. Second main. Draw 2 cards with Thought Monitor. We have negate. Beautiful. That's exactly what I was looking for. And we get to drop Emery. Okay, this is our first non-artifact spell for the turn. Mill 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Pass. You tried to blow up my shit. Negate. Okay, great. Next turn. And now we have Parhelion in play and we're just like farming. Okay. I think we just need more counter spells. Joven's Veto over a Path to Exile. Okay, it's already in. It's already in. Okay, great. Metallic Rebuke is pretty good, but a lot of people are really iffy on the soft counter magic. I've been liking Whirlwind Denial too. I mean, you could run like Disruption Protocol is kind of like free. The removal that game felt so good. I don't know if this person needs swords. Like, we tutored for Riptide Gearhulk. We have Cataclysmic Gearhulk we can also tutor for. Like, we have... It's pretty good. Yeah, Simulacrum Synthesizer's right here. Okay, I think this deck is just ready. It's pretty good. I would like to add maybe one more land, though. So I'm just trying to think about how to add that land without being too obtrusive. Maybe it's just Crystal Skull out. Although in a 45 artifact deck, it is pretty good. Yeah, you're right with that, I think. It's kind of cute to just exile a pilot with Path. All right, I have not seen the use of Manifold Key besides untapping Shorikai. Like, yes, Shorikai's good to untap, but you don't need to. I think that we're far from needing to untap Shorikai. And ideally, I'd like to have more gameplay objects that could untap for value. All right, so it's fine. Thousand Moon Smithy is fine. I'm going to add another land, though. I think you just do something like Salundi Vision, maybe. Sink into Stupor. So, yeah, Stink into Stupid. Oh, it's already in. I'm so blind today. It's not a land. Grow up. Maybe just a Glasspool Mimic. Hydroelectric Specimen isn't bad either. Let's just do Shijiri Shelter. All right. I think that's good to go. More counter magic to protect your stuff. More artifact reanimation. That's also modal as like a board wipe or artifact reanimation. Yeah, just a bunch of like more huge bombs at the top and ways to enable them. I've seen people cast Ondu Inversion. All right, next up is Peter. We have a Shico deck. The deck aims to use Astral Slide/Drift on both to mess up my opponent's creature-based strategies and blink my own creatures for sweet value. Most often I win by beating people with miscellaneous creatures. They can't hit me back anyway if I blink their creatures. Not sure what you mean by history. I assume like how past games went. Oh, I see. The deck is slow going, and I've only lost one game, both when Fluctuator and Astral Slide on the field together. That being said, the deck is slow, and I've lost many games before getting the setup proper. My main restriction is no more Game Changers, no Soul Ring either. Okay. The Enlightened Tutor is out of necessity. I feel like the deck needs some way to stay alive in the early mid game. Soul Ring starts to feel too fast for me to keep up. Okay. This is easy to fix. So for me, when I think about these decks, my main thing is I'm always looking for ways to create a prison out of them. So let's just explode this really quick. So we do need a density of cycling cards. That is non-negotiable. Astral Drift and Slide are already in here. Fluctuator's already here. I'm going to point out something that people often do, and I need to look at how many lands in order to do this. So, Ash Barrens. Blasted Landscape. Capital City. Desert, Desert, Desert. Drifting Meadow. Forgotten Cave. Glittering Massif. That's 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14, 15. Okay, 15. 15 of your 39 lands have cycling. How often is Teutonic Reformation actually doing stuff? Like, not a fan of this. Compulsive research feels a bit strange. Wow, this feels like a lot of filler for a deck that can have such an interesting package where this filler currently is. Like, I'm not a big fan of the Secret Rendezvous here when we're in blue. We're in blue. I scream and cry. No, you guys will see what I do. It's really funny. Tempt with Bunnies out. We actually have too many lands because we have Oliphant, Eagles of the North, and Lorien Revealed, which are all lands. So I think we just need to ditch tapped lands that are... Yeah, like Boros Garrison. I don't think we should be running the bounce lands. Chat, I appreciate the suggestions right now, but I don't think we're thinking big enough. You just aren't. There's so many funny things you can do in this color combo that are just stupid. Like, utterly dumb. And this is a perfect package for it. Okay. Instead of Claim Jumper, let's run the Desert Ramper. Arid Archway. And then that's the bounce land you run because it's a desert. And then you also run Sand Scout. We're already jam-packed full of deserts. So we don't need to add any more besides Arid Archway and Sand Scout. And even then, we should probably cut back on another tap land. Yeah, Is It Boiler Works out. Sun Titan out. Our commander's already doing that very well. I do like Karmic Guide. Okay. Maybe just Scampering Surveyor. Keep Solemn. We're up on Sand Scout now. Okay, great. We've made enough room. Here we go. Get ready for this. This shit gets stupid so quick. Number 1. Solitary Confinement. You have Shroud, skip your draw step, you can't be harmed in any way, shape, or form. This, plus an Astral Drift, plus a cycling card, plus a Shico, is absurd. Zamaduk, I just disagree. You shouldn't be running Sun Titan in this deck at all. So what if you have to exile one to Shico? You get a second chance. How often does your Solitary Confinement get blown up in a game of Magic? Does it get blown up more than 5 times every time you play this deck? I don't think it does. I hope not. You have a very responsible play group if that's true. But you have 3 copies of Astral Drift, Astral Slide, Escape Protocol, and all of them, all 3 of these copies can get gotten back once with Shico. Anyway, Solitary Confinement in. It's broken. Because you can also just sack this, get your draw step, and then Shico flicker with the Astral Drift, Astral Slide, and bring back the Solitary Confinement. So this is like literally Glacial Chasm, but slightly more interactable. Next up, Port of Vantress. Stupid broken card. This card's dumb. Especially with Shadow of the Second Sun. Okay, now we're talking. Court of Vantress. You become the monarch when it enters. At the beginning of your upkeep, choose one other target artifact or enchantment. If you're the monarch, you may create a token that's a copy of it. Guess where your upkeep is? It's at the end of your goddamn turn. So you take the monarch back, And then you play Shadow of the Second Sun, and then on the end of your turn, you make a copy of Shadow of the Second Sun. And then you have 2 of them. You know what you can do in between both of those phases? Cycle cards. And exile Shico each time to the Astral Slide. So yes, there's a lot of shit you can do there. Court of Ardenvale is also very decent. I don't know if it's actually that good for this deck, though. I think instead of the Drift of Phantasms, I'm going to put you up a Moonblessed Cleric. Oh, Moonblessed Cleric's already in. It's already in. Do you have Recruiter the Guard? Okay, you don't. You do? Okay, great. Recruiter the Guard can get Moonblessed Cleric, so that's not a worry. Teleportation Circle turns Moonblessed Cleric into an engine. We'll also run a Soul Herder, which is a big beater, but it also is just incredibly good with Shico. There's a 6-mana blue transmute creature. Why do I care about a 6-mana blue transmute creature? Like, we're already tutoring very well in this deck, I feel. What counter spells are we running? We have Miscalculation, which I love. Complicate, Muddle, Countervailing Winds, which is fine. Neutralize, which makes sense. Maybe just run, like, actual counter spell. We have Pinnacle Monk. We have Archaeomancer, Spellseeker, Ephemerate. Oh god, this deck's gonna be so gross. If you actually really want, if it's actually that big of a problem, you can also run Auramancer. Auramancer is a wizard in the wizard cycling package, and it returns an enchantment from your graveyard to your hand. I think I'm just going to take a drive through Cycling Lane really quick. Yeah, Monument to Endurance is very strong. Should probably be running it. Gotta say, I'm not very impressed with the selection so far. Microtari route isn't that bad. Wow, that's like the only one I really care about, which sucks. Okay, okay. I do like Radiance Judgment. Do like me a Radiance Judgment. Okay. Okay. This might be another Sand Scout deck. Oh, wait, we already edited it. I'm stupid. I'm actually having brainworm issues, I guess, today. I kind of want to up the enchantment synergy package. I'll look at this Linvala deck I have laying around with this kind of same idea. Invasion of Theros is really good. Or a god or demigod, and then you go grab Approach of the Second Sun. I'm gonna give you a Pariah. It's just a removal spell, but it also is an aura that can get really stupid. We just need a way to break the indestructibility, though. Maybe this isn't a Pariah deck. Could be an Astrid's Invocation deck, though. This is bracket like 3. Ooh, Eidolon of Rhetoric is nasty. So you go Rule of Laws, and then you can, no, that wouldn't work. I do like Touch the Spirit Realm. Touch the Spirit Realm is really funny in this deck because you can go channel it, flicker your Shico, and then Shico exiles the touch from your graveyard and you can instant speed do it. That's pretty fun. This deck's so evil, by the way. I'll talk about it sometime in future if I end up building it. Let's get a Scav Grounds. Just a desert you can tutor with the Sand Scout and a Graveyard Hates, which I appreciate a lot. And, maybe just get another cycling card in here. Magmakin Artillerist is pretty decent. Feels like you can do a big, stupid Fluctuator turn with that. Or Flooded Strand. Flooded Strand. ID equals 2. Type land. Type mountain. Steam Vents. 1 red. Cycle. Draw. I mean, here you just pass. Ooh, nice. We snagged the green player's ramp spell. Oh, it's just a plains card, my bad. Go. Soren Markov, thanks for the $2 super chat saying Soren Markov. Wouldn't expect anything less. Target non-land card. Let's stock up here. Holy shit. My life total's now 10. Why? I think you're assuming that this meta is really faster than it is. It's turn 5. Oh, because of Soren Markov. That makes a lot of sense. Forgotten Cave tapped. Pass. Cycle. Flicker your attacker. You can get Solemn Simulacrum or Riptide Gearhulk. Pretty good. Pass. Flicker your attacker. Flicker your attacker. Wait, we would have drawn 2, lol. Tuck all your objects. Flicker this. Tuck all your objects. This is just broken. Like, yes, you might have been beaten on in the early game there, but your late game's so strong. I don't really like Tameshi. Tameshi feels like a trauma response, like the other one did. Like, I added Oromancer, and Oromancer's a lot better because it just enters and gives you it back, and you can Wizard Cycler for it. Like, I know Tameshi you can Wizard Cycle for, right? Yeah, he's a wizard. But you can Wizard Cycle for this, and it's just a lot more straightforward to get your gameplay objects back. I think this is a Winds of Abandon kind of deck. So Winds of Abandon, and then instead of... I'd like to add an Avid Mind Sensor in any deck that runs Winds. Maybe just go back down the Magmakin. Avid Mind Sensor, Winds, and then you also have Deep Gnome. Winds as like sorcery speed path. What bracket is this? I would say this is like 3. Hanging around low 3 as a treat. All right, I'm going to drop this in chat. I think this is good to go. We have a little bit more consistent ramp options, as well as a more grindy late game plan with Shadow of the Second Sun that just can't lose. I think this is good to go. The games where you get Shadow of the Second Sun and Court of Vantress, you will understand exactly what I mean by this being just like utterly crushing. GH. Yeah. I'll try my hardest to show up. We can run, unless we have GH double who here right now. Okay, great, you're here. Let's just do it now. Nice Necrobloom. Already hate Nissa. I'm sorry. This card's cool as fuck. It's really well designed. Keep it in your cube. It's not worth it. Let's read the blurb here. All right, GH. Deck's game plan is to try and make my first toolbox deck with lands. I've been playing for about a year now, and I've been building and playtesting this deck for half that time. My friends hate it because Glacial Chasm hits the field. They can't kill me. It's great. I love you. Yeah, yes, we're the same wavelength. I'm fine with any cards being added. I proxy and play mostly online. Okay, great. My deck feels like it's really rough and it isn't flowing super well. I can consistently get Glacial Chasm out and keep it forever, but then I can't draw into getting into winning the game. Okay, so do we have... Yeah, we have Dark Depths. I feel like there's some really obscure cards that fit my deck perfectly, but I don't have the experience to find them. Okay, great. I can help you so much. Let's start with Maelstrom Pulse out. Victimize out. Not a big fan of Victimize in this deck. I know it's kind of cool with the Necrobloom, but we need the room for better lands effects. Reprocess is fine. That's about it. Primal Order's hilarious. That card's so cool. I didn't know that existed. Anyway, out. That seems like it hurts you more than anything. No, we don't have to deal with Infect. Infect sucks. Not like sucks as in it's too strong. I don't like Taval's Judgment. Felidar Retreat's fine, but there's better ways to kill people in lands than just tokens. Grand Vigil. Are we doing like weird... No? Okay. Okay. If we want to talk about broken strategies, lands is one of them. I'm going to make your deck stronger, but I'm not going to push it too far. I'm trying to go for a plant token-based win con. Okay, that's good to know. So, what to add for a plant token-based win con? Like, you want to win with plants. Avenger of Zendikar back in. That's fine. Winds of Abandon to get your lethal strike through. Winds of Abandon will get your plant tokens through, which is very important. We don't need Pew Poo UFO and green, dude. Springbloom Druid, I'm not a big fan. I don't like any Harrow, really. That mentions plants. Let's just see cards that mention plants. Becomes a green plant creature with reach. I like Colony Garden. Sure. That's fun. Okay, I like Sister Secundi, Dark Depths. Dryad Arbor is awful and should never be in a commander deck unless it's built around it. Can't stand it. I don't really like Castle Lockthwain unless you're like a nuke yourself deck, which this isn't. Terramorphic Expanse. Oh, it's pretty bad. Even when you are like you're proxying. Run the landscape. Like even if you weren't proxying this deck, not blasted landscape, sorry. The other landscape. Dryad Arbor I have for Insidious Roots. Okay, so whenever a creature card leaves your graveyard. That's cute. Okay, I'll actually put Dryad back in. It's not a land drop, though. Dryad Arbor is not a land drop. If you see it in your opening hand, it's not a land. It's a combo piece. Deceptive Landscape back in. Is : fetch. Like, why aren't we on actual fetches? This feels like a very important thing to be running, even if you're not planning on doing off-color fetches. Insidious Roots works here. Does it work here? Yeah, the Necrobloom's here. Oh, you're asking if it's in the deck. It is in the deck. It's probably the first thing added. Okay. I would like to see an Aftermath Analyst. Nylea's Intervention. I spelled Nylea's wrong. Nylea. Tutor for X lands. Sylvan Scrying. Tutor for a land. Yeah. Aftermath Analyst in is the most important thing. I would like to see a more land sack outlets. So we have Squandered Resources already. I would also really appreciate seeing the stupid fucking elf. Or no, it's a human. Sylvan Safekeeper. Will of the Sultai. Oh, it's already in. Can't see it. This is why I always swap it to normal arts, by the way. Will of the Sultai. Target player mills 3 cards, then you return all lands from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped, and then you put X+1/+1 counters on a creature where X is the number of lands you control and gains trample until end of turn. Ugh. Gross. Fecund Greenshell. This is banned in Commander. A little bit of humor there. Pitiless Carnage. Yeah, it's definitely better than the reprocess that was originally in the deck, but I still don't think you need it. I don't like Priest of Fell Rights. Yeah, Necrobloom Fecund Green Shell's hilarious. I think I kind of... Okay, Zern Orb's already in. Yeah, let's add Lumra. Lumra's just so good. And then probably more like Sus or Secundi style effects. So I would like to see something like okay. We can add Ouroboros back in. I don't think I like loot. I think Azusa, Lost But Seeking. The 2 extra land drops is crazy. Especially when you get Dark Depths with the Nylea's Intervention. Grammar, thank you for getting a deck review for next week. Let's add Greater Good. That's very good with Merit Lage. And then we need Cut Evolving Wilds for Shifting Woodland. This copies Dark Depths from the battlefield. Also, I don't like Lotus Veil. I like Lotus Field. Lotus Veil is bad, though. Shifting Woodland. Activate this on the Dark Depths in your graveyard. You get another Merit Lage. Your Discord is Feral Elk. Is it more feral than it usually is? Or is there like... No, this looks like a normal amount of queer for my Discord. I'm sorry, what the fuck is this doing here, by the way? Glacial Chasm. Oh, Glacial Chasm makes you not take... That's just so slow. Come on. Come on. Let's be a little real. Also, just imagine the world, by the way, where we have Greater Good in play, and then you go, like, sack a plant to Greater Good that grew very big. Mazarek puts a +1/+1 counter on all your creatures, and then you draw a billion. Like, it's just kind of cool. In fact, actually, you know what would be very good in this deck is, the, Rayhan. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put into the graveyard for the command zone, if it had 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it. Would Kira be nice? With more sack outlets, Kira would be nice. So I think maybe what we do is we add Lazotep Quarry, which is a sack outlet on a land. And we add a Scavenger Grounds. And then you add a Sand Scout. You don't add the Arid Archway. And the reason is that Sand Scout is just a tutor for Lazotep Quarry. And you already run a couple deserts in here, I'm pretty sure. Question mark? Okay, it does not appear like you already do. We'll cut Vesuva for it. I hope you don't have Vesuva because you think it works with Dark Depths, because it doesn't. I have trouble finishing games. You have Merit Lage right there! Also, I'll put Berserk in and the green one. Ashtep Oasis. It wasn't in before. Thank God it's in now. You're not going to have that issue ever again, I promise. So we're going to have Berserk for Merit Lage. It also kills Kura. Get Root Path Purifier, Kura, the Boundless Sky. Dude, you have triple black, triple green. Pick a lane. So yeah, Berserk is in as removal, but you also get to run Might Form Harmonizer. And Kodama of the West Tree, because you'll have a lot of modified creatures. All right, let's play test this. Dink, dink, dink. Okay, and then we go 1, 2. That's wait, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. Necrobloom, Marsh Flats, Millicard, Bracket, View Library, Type Plains, Dink. 0/1 plant, 0/1 plant. Also mill another card. Marsh Flats. Overgrown Tomb. Another 2 plants. So I think what you do first is green, 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 Dark Depths, Millicard. Then you go Marsh Flats, Millicard, Crack Marsh Flats, Swamp, and then you play Marsh Flats again. Oh, we have Shifting Woodland in our hand. I see. I'm a fool. Okay, I'm going to cut Crucible of Worlds here. Glacier Godmaw. I'd like to welcome Glacier Godmaw to the deck. Braids out, Evolution Witness in. Okay, great. It's already in. Beautiful. That's so cool. You are a super genius. Sun Titan out. We have better ways to return our lands and gameplay objects. Okay. Chthonian Nightmare. Braids out is crazy. Draw 3 every turn. I think you're just stupid. No offense. Like, no. There's just better ways to get advantage and go in this deck. We're an Abzan sacrifice. There's like lands, by the way. Like, we're not playing small ball here. Save Braids for your Rakdos decks and your mono black decks. We don't need them here. Disciple of Frailes. You deal in draw 3s. I deal in draw 20s, pal. How do you make these cuts so quick? Okay, so it's a mixture of not being attached to the deck that I'm building here. Because a lot of people, including me, like this is everyone, gets really in their own head about cuts. They're like, oh, I'm really attached to this card. It's created good gameplay patterns for me in the past. And they're unable to see the fact that, yes, while this card is very good, it's maybe in the top 150 cards for your deck instead of the top 99, which is what you need to be looking at when building a Magic the Gathering deck. Wow, our mana is really just fucking us sideways right now, which is fine. We can fix this eventually. I do need to draw a creature card to start enabling that reality, though. Copy someone's white source with Thespian Stage. And we missed a land drop? Are we serious right now? Yeah, there's no way out of this hell. That just sucks. Golden Dove, you're just misunderstanding like what I'm saying here. Braids is a good card, but we need to make room for other good cards. Like, yes, you can put Braids in this deck. It's not a mistake. Braids is just the least synergistic object we have right now. Yeah, we should probably have Yavimaya. Out Horn of Greed. Ooh. Type. Lanes. I'm not misunderstanding, I just disagree, and that's beautiful. You are allowed to do that with me. This is why I hate Lotus Field, by the way. We tapped the forest for green before we sacked it. No, but we only have one type in play. Alright, here's the turn. 1, 2, 3. 1. We have Merit Lage. ID. I'll just get Command Tower. Merit Lage secured. What's it doing for you with no tapped lands? It's a combo piece and ramp. What are you talking about, Brandon? Take out Spelunking. This card's broken. This one puts it on the battlefield and shuffles. So we need a way to return all lands from graveyard to battlefield. So maybe we were supposed to develop Greater Good first and then do the Merit Lage combo. But that's really easy to disrupt. I have repeatable 1 mana land tutor. No, not quite. Like I can float a mana here, but no. This is plains or forests that you have to sack. We are running wide at the Reliquary, I presume. Okay, good. I mean, I already think this deck's like doing fine. Except for its mana. Like, I don't like Memorial to Folly here. Like, I would like just a couple more duels here. Because every single time, it's felt like I've been screwed because of colors. I'd even run the Triumph, honestly. In Dotha, I think it's called. But yeah, the reason why we're running Spelunking, in case some chatter is not aware, the reason why Spelunking is so good is because Aftermath Analyst brings back all the lands tapped. There's a lot of cards in here that bring back all of your graveyards, all the lands for the graveyard to the battlefield tapped. Temple Garden, 1, 2, 3. Dryad, Colony Garden, make a plant. Black Green, Squandered Resources, 1, 2, 3. Enduring Innocence. Okay, there's Spelunking. 2, 3, 4. The Necrobloom, Disciple of Frailes. Necrobloom trigger, make a plant. That plant draws us a card because of Enduring Innocence. Scavenger Grounds makes us our first zombie. Draw a card. Okay, we're about to get stupid this turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mazarek. Windswept Teeth. Zombie. Draw a card. Crack Windswept Teeth. Zombie. Draw a card. And we also put a +1/+1 counter on everything. So here's where we get stupid. Second land drop for turn, Susser Secundi. Zombie, draw a card. Okay, we just win? No, not quite. We need Shifting Woodland. Spelunking, draw a card, puts Verdant Catacombs into play, get a zombie. Oh, wait, no, we drew one too many cards. My bad, my bad. We don't draw anymore. I'm a fool. Okay. This is only once each turn. Verdant Catacombs explodes. Yeah, we can have like a giant Mazarek turn here. But I don't really know what to end that is because we don't have a lot of ways to explode the board. I think instead of a Enduring Innocence, Mirror Entity's fine. I don't know if it's that good. Like, we're in green. I mean, Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp's a lot better. The plants are 0/1s. And when you start buffing them, just kill people. Like, Clamp's probably better for you than anything else. I'll just drop this on your head. I think it's ready to go. All right. Do we have Cadmus here? Beep, 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 beep. Paging Cadmus. I imagine Wizard Cakes is Cadmus. No. You could. How do you get your on your revisions list? Read the. It says read description in the YouTube title for a reason. It says read the description for an amazing reason. Okay, so we don't have Cadmus. Oh no, it's fine. Dude, this is crazy. Did someone send me a deck list via... Oh my gosh, this is awesome. Someone sent me a deck list via text document. Okay, so this person isn't planning on being here, this Clarb user, so let's just do this deck. I haven't played this deck in paper. The game plan is to use effects like Surgical Extraction or Lost Legacy to get around 20 Slimes against humanity cards. Okay, so it's a Slimes deck. Okay, awesome. Currently have the deck as a bracket 3 deck. If possible, I'd like to make this deck bracket 2 while keeping the ratio effects that get Slimes out of my library. Beautiful. Let's get this to bracket 2 immediately. You are so ready for... I don't know if you're ready for this, chat. Oh, this is going to be so cool. There's so many cool things you can do with slime. I don't like 0 Point Ballad. Demonic Bargain's hilarious. Wow, that's so cute. I didn't even think of that. Lost Legacy's pretty bad. Then that player draws a card for each card. Okay, wait. It draws a card for each card exiled that way. I don't think you need to be running this many. And there's interesting ways to give the slimes evasion that we'll get into. They already have trample. Actually, we don't need anything beyond the fact that they have trample. I don't like Helm of Awakening. I can give you a better alternative. Lightning Greaves and Swiftfoot Boots just feels like Commander Brain Rot to me. Emerald Medallion's correct. I don't like the Test of Talents too for wanting yourself. Concordant Crossroads is cute, but I'm not sure. Twice that many. Okay, here we go. Get ready. No Thrumming Stone. I think Thrumming Stone's kind of boring. Like, of course it's good. I'll put it in the considering in case this person doesn't know Thrumming Stone. But I imagine Thrumming Stone isn't in this deck for a very important reason, and that's because it sucks. Let's get rid of Loading Zone. I feel like we have too many counter doublers, and that's the worst one. All right, so get ready. Number 1, Cemetery. Growler. 1 green, enters the battlefield or attacks you, exile a card from graveyard, a slime against humanity. What happens when you do that? Sorceries cost 1 less now for you. And you can Grave Hate from any graveyard with this, by the way. So it's also just Grave Hate pure and simple. So now your slimes against humanity cost 2. All right, next up. I like the Perplexing test. I mean, these are already just huge tramplers. I'm just trying to think about, like, Inspiring Call is probably worthwhile. Susser Secundi. Right? Get Susser Secundi in the mana base, and then you can tap one of your huge plants to Susser Secundi to explode the game. And in fact, you can probably run Teleria West to tutor for it. Pretty unobtrusive. And we have Bazooka Bog already. God, what a good mana base. Probably just Opulent Palace. Yeah, Secret Salvage does exist. That's the one from Kaladesh, right? Or Aether Revolt. Exile target non-link card from rearward, search your library for any number of cards of the same name, put them in your hand and shuffle. That's cool. Serum Powder is funny. I don't know if I would want to add it. Right, like Serum Powder gives you like free looks. And it also it gives you a free mulligan, and then you can exile your hand, which works with slimes. I mean, you don't need to run creatures for Wood Sage to be good. My issue with Locket of Yesterdays is that we are built around exiling most of the slimes. Candlekeep Inspiration 2 win more here. Yes, almost assuredly. The slimes are already huge. I could agree with more milling in this deck. Yeah, Glarb does set you up to be at least have some play patterns of a... Yo, Tameo, you're right. I mean, there's no budget restriction, so yeah, Tameo. Not the 4-mana one, but actual 1-mana Tameo would be very good in this deck. I know you're talking about 4-mana Tameo. I specifically said, I know you're talking about 4-mana Tameo, but this one's also very good here. Yeah, you also see the top deck with Glarb 2 here. This one, the clue tokens clear the top. Yeah, Greater Good is a pretty awesome suggestion. We do have Secundi already here, though, which makes me a little bit more hesitant. Like, I'd rather just add more land tutors to find the Susser Secundi than to add the first Greater Good. And then, like a Rayhan. An Ozolith. I mean, I do think that Glarb is a very strange choice because these aren't mana value 4. Yes, we got our second engagement bait from the typo in the stream title. Thank you, Michael Rich. Shout out, man. Someone mentioned it earlier, and I was like, I could change it now. But think of all the engagement I'm missing out on if I do that. What is your caffeinated beverage of choice? I do prefer tea. Surveil the first. Oh, I see. So you surveil, and then yeah, it's a little mid. Isn't Simone's hypothesis really good? It's less good than Perplexing Test is in this deck, I suppose. I suppose let's try the Greater Good out now. Altar of Dementia. That's an interesting one. Let's add more like Mage, like Archmage Emeritus is basically Beast Whisper in this deck. Maybe just more slimes. Oh yeah, there's the Archmage of Runes. 5 mana is a world of difference from 4, but I think it should be fine. Thank you, Brandon and Wygand. Getting a deck review for next week. I think we are just like kind of down on removal. Like way too few. I want to kind of add a Colony ambush and a Bridgeworks battle. All right, let's play test. Queen. This is fine. Ooh, Companion and Karuga. Wait. We're not far at all. I don't know. The Ozolith is kind of really good. Yeah. I don't think we can do that. I got excited for half a second, but I don't think it's worthwhile. I mean, but it's a free 8th card, Karuga. Like, you can't discount that. Even no matter how dog shit it is. The fact that it is just there is incredibly broken. Mortuary. Top. We want Island. This feels like a Hermit Druid deck, by the way. Wait, is Island even in the deck? Dude, I'm about to laugh my ass off if Island doesn't exist in this list. Wait, we just don't have an Island. Are you shitting me? That blows me away. I thought for sure there was one Island in the deck. Alright, whatever. Anyway, let's add Hermit Druid. I'm not a big fan of Alchemist Refuge in a 3-color deck. Hermit Druid does the same thing. Like, you don't have to exile the cards for them to exist. Oh, Surveil. Graveyard. Yeah, we could probably turn that on later in the game. Blue, green, black, green, blue. Larb. Surveil 2. Graveyard top. Rayhan. Think 1, 2, 3. Case of the Ransacked Lab. 1, 2. Slime Against Humanity. This is currently a X is 2 plus the total. So 4. Tainted Pack's already in the deck. You've cast 4 or more instants or sorceries this turn. Jeez Louise. Surveil 2. 1. Keep that on top. I mean, I don't want to cast anything now because I want to ult this. I mean, Demonic Consultation is just goated though, so let's just farm these. So 1, 2, maybe just save 1. 5, 5, 6, 6. Plunge into Darkness is very good. I'll probably end up. Demonic Consultation. Fail 2. Card. Black. Susser Secundi. Greater good. Feel until we hit greater good now. Worry, chat. It'll be here soon. I mean, you're not putting Demonic Consultation in your deck like this to be safe about it. So this is 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So 2, 3, 4, greater good. No, but here's the Rayhan. Whenever a creature you control dies or is put into the command zone, if it had 1 or more +1/+1 counters on it, put that many +1/+1 counters on target creature. Stack. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then discard 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Attack. This is a huge slime. It is fucking insanely big. This is also a huge slime. That is also insanely big. Ooh, inspiring calls on top. I want that so bad. Anyway, we went on the next turn with Undercity Sewers. That still was a little slow. Cosmic Waif is fine. We have 32 Cosmic Waifs is my issue with Cosmic Waif. Like, that's why I'm not recommending it. This is effectively 32 Cosmic Waifs with Trample. Wouldn't you move the counter? Yeah, you would want to do that, Kyo. You are correct. All right. Sorry, Umori. I think you're the worst cost reducer. Maybe Tamio comes out again. And then we load up more on 4 mana. Ruthless Technomancer as a ritual is a cool suggestion. Yeah, I do like Rite of Consumption. That was what I was going to add. Just a fling. What else to add, though? Plunge. So a broken thing you can do now with this deck is Divining Witch or Demonic Consultation. And actually, we're only 3 cards away, so might as well just Bushwhack. And then you go, what is the mana value 2? Exile, name. It's Tainted Pact. Then you just reveal your whole library or as much as you want. You go until you hit Rite of Consumption, and then you cast a Slime Against Humanity, then you throw the Rite of Consumption at someone. Deadly Cover-Up good here. Deadly Cover-Up is fine. I mean, you could argue, though, that, like, something like Analyze the Pollen does the same thing, though. Not the board wiping part, but you can over-collect evidence. Maybe just go back down to 30 and then add another land. Let's do the blue-black one that tutors an instant or sorcery. Waterlogged Teachings. Locket of Yesterdays I don't like as much because we are slightly built around exiling our whole graveyard. So there are certain instances where it is a dead card. It's not bad. It's just there's a little bit of anti-synergy there, and I'm not really interested in exploring that route. Glarb. How big do we want our slimes, chat? That's 1616. That's a good number. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Slime, slime. So this is fucking huge. It's a 1616 and a 1717. I'm having a stroke. There you go. Okay, and then we have plunge. We go 1, 2. Pay X life. I will pay 17 life. Okay, we did not find our fling, but we did find a mana consultation. And it's another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in the exile zone. So I'm just going to do this for tracking what our next slime will be. Black, the mana consultation, name the fling, rite of consumption. Okay, that is rite of consumption. And then you throw this at someone's head. Decked out! Thanks for the raid. We're just flinging a 1717 ooze. Right now. So I think this is actually the rite of consumption line makes me really want to run a regrowth, and we should run regrowths that are not really problematic in terms of getting in the way of of our like currently very tight deck. So I'm going to be running Balaged Recovery, right? It's just an MDFC, it's a land, and then it's also a regrowth on the other side. And maybe go down Skull Prophet. Skull Prophet just feels a little bit weird. Like, we don't care about 4 on our curve. If anything, we care about going from 1 to 3. Starting to think that Corpse Stack Menace might be just a little bit too greedy. Maybe run a Essence Harvest is a good recommendation, yeah. And Ram Through, yeah, Ram Through is perfect. It's a fight spell in the early game. In the late game, it's a win condition. And with this many instants and sorceries, I believe that we are in the market for a Snapcaster. Right, we have Analyze the Pollen that can go grab it. So you analyze the pollen, collect evidence, exile all the slimes against humanity, and then you go grab Snapcaster, and then you Snapcaster back one of the slimes, or you can Snapcaster back one of the fight spells, or what have you. Like, it's also just good to like snap back a negate or something if you need it. Ram needs trample. Do the slimes get it? Well, the slimes do get it, but also on top of that, they do have trample. That was a very good recommendation that I would have 100% just forgotten about. without chat's help. Speaking of, Muddle the Mixture now turns into a win. You want Muddle the Mixture for Tainted Fact and the Ram Through. This is a cool deck. They're typically called bites, Dr. Killinger. Life's Legacy. Life's Legacy is very decent, but I think this is like a way cooler position for this deck than it was before. Let's just look for a couple cuts. I think I will be cutting Lost Legacy. We've had no problem making our slimes huge as it is. Maybe Inspiring Call. Like, we're just not going that wide, actually, in hindsight. We're more going tall. And, I don't know, the Ozolith's just way too good to get rid of. Case of the Ransacked Lab is never turning on, which has me a little bit questionable about it, but it's probably just fine as a discounter. I think Terra Symbiosis is one of the cards I cut. Oh, wait, hang on. No, Terra Symbiosis is insane. Because you draw like a billion cards when you get a ooze. Yeah, that's insane. That's a very good recommendation. Thank you, Cecil. Get rid of Unmoored Ego. I just think these are like not the best effects to be doing it with, like looting your hand away essentially. Because we don't care about the cards being in exile or not. Like, we just have to have them gone. There's a card. I don't like Quina at all. I don't like Quina. I don't like Chatterfang. I don't want to add more tokens. They're just not that cool of effects here. Mana value 3 haste counters. Runati is who I'm thinking of. Whenever you cast a creature spell with mana value 5 or greater, enters the battlefield, that doesn't matter. Creatures you control with 3 or more +1/+1 counters, letting them have haste. This is better than Concordant. Because it's one-sided. And it's also just Mana Dork. Sounds like you'll eventually need Lab Maniac. No. Why? Why do I need Labman in this deck? This deck wins very easily without Labman. I just don't think it's required. I don't know. I'm starting to doubt the Divining Witch a little. This seems a bit too slow, like sorcery speeding it. Maybe just Out Damnation. Out of the Tombs is funny. That is really funny. Do you think we need more regrowth effects? I don't think so, just because we have so many tutors, actually. Like, here, let's watch this game and see what you think. All right. Yeah, we'll keep Plunge. Pass. Plunge into Darkness, I will pay 20 life. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. You get Rite of Consumption. And then you go slime, 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 slime. All these go into exile. So right now we have 9 slimes exiled. And you go 1, 2, 3. Slime Against Humanity. So that's 11. So that's an 11-11, and we draw 11 cards off Terra Symbiosis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. People will look at this and say, let's add Reliquary Tower to this deck, by the way. People will look at this, what's happening right now, and then just go, wait, we need Reliquary Tower. We're going to discard the hand size. Essence, Harvest. Gain 11 back. Discard. 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, keep Demonic Consultation. All right, great. Surveil 2. Keep those on top. Untap, black. All right, we're going to name Balagate Recovery. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, we're revealing until we hit Balagad. This deck is so cool. There's Balagad. $17. Do we have any slimes in here? So great news. We may draw that many cards, so we're not dead here. This is 22 cards. Slime Against Humanity. We make a fucking ginormous creature. I don't even want to think about how big this is. It's 23. Well, minus the one we already cast. So it's a 24-24. And let's tap Not Like an Idiot. And then you go dink dink, Rite of Consumption. Deal 24 damage to you. Gain 24 life. We could have surveilled before drawing this to get Llanowar Waste this turn. Just hold up Beast Within. Think. like this is pretty good. All right, I think this is about ready. I'm done looking at this war crime. There we go. All right. Final call. For Cadmus. We have Cadmus with us. Beep, 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 beep. Paging Cadmus. Oh yeah, Holistic Wisdom is a funny card. I don't know if it's like... It's kind of only good when we're already winning. But it is very funny. Serum Powder I wanted to add, but I don't think Serum Powder is going to be consistent enough. Yeah, I know. The dream is like, oh, Powder in my opening hand with 6 slimes. Like, you've described a hand that is like so improbable most games, and then it's just a 3-rock the rest of the time. It's just not worth it, sadly. Locket of Yesterdays, no. I'm not adding it, I'm sorry. I do not believe in Locket of Yesterdays. Like, this is fine. Like, you can consider it for sure. I just, once again, do not like how heavily we are in on exiling these cards instead of putting them in our graveyard. Anyway, it does not appear that we have Cadmus, and they didn't give me explicit permission to do their deck without them. So what we're going to do is go ahead and raid out. Thank you all for stopping by. Stick around for the raid because you get free channel points, which you can then use to claim a free deck review. Looks like Amy's doing her subathon still, so I'll send you guys over to Amy. I will be at Atlanta, yes. Can't you wait till my review sad? What do you mean your review? I'm confused. Clarion, what do you mean? Are you Cadmus? I bought one. Did you buy one today? Because that's for next week. Oh, yeah. Okay, there you go. It's for next week. It's not for today. When you buy a deck review through the coffee, it's for next week. It's not for this week, this stream. Anyway, I'll send you all over to Amy. Thanks all for stopping by and watching. Bye. That's just a mistype grammar. I'll start the raid in just a moment. If you cannot be here next week, I can refund you. Just DM me on coffee. Because I did just forget to change the thing. It's supposed to be for next week. It's supposed to be for next week. If you can't make it, I can refund you. Just DM me. Okay, bye, everyone. Raid in 5 seconds. Yeah, so, great. And those slots will become available again if there's anyone who needs a refund. So just keep an eye on the coffee. Bye.